Good evening and welcome to CM Performing Arts Center's online speaker series, CM Spotlight. I'm your host, Tim Pappalardo. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. So, as you are aware, tonight we have a special broadcast. We are bringing back the original Pink Ladies from CM's production of Grease. And I thought, what would be more perfect than starting off with the opening monologue from Grease? You know how it all starts. It starts off with Eugene. Okay, here we go. Miss Lynch, fellow graduates, honored guests, and others, looking over these familiar faces really brings me back to one of those bygone days of working together and playing together, days of cheering together for our athletic teams, yay, ringtails, and days of worrying together when examination time rolled around. Perhaps some of those familiar faces of yesteryear are absent this evening, like Patty Simcox, because she thought that Miss Lynch was going to be having one of her English finals awaiting us. I'm only joking. Anyway, however, the small portion of alumni I noticed missing this evening are certainly not missing from our fond memories of them. And we want them all to know that they are fully present and accounted for in spirit, just the way we always remembered them. So welcome everybody to CM Spotlight. We're so glad you're here. As you're aware, we took the last 2 weeks off to focus our attention towards the Black Lives Matters movement, and we wanted to make sure that we were putting our efforts and our hopes and our care and our help to that movement. So in this past week on Sunday, we had the CM Live version of Songs of Hope. And on that broadcast, we had a link where you could donate to organizations that are helping with the Black Lives Movement. And we would invite you to go back to that broadcast to watch it and to enjoy those performances and to see the community coming together and supporting. So thank you so much for everybody who donated to that. And again, I wanted to welcome you back to CM Spotlight. So we have another CM Live happening tomorrow. It's going to be really, really great. It's episode 9, Screen to Stage, hosted by Jordan Hugh. Amazing guy with a whole slew of incredible performers. I can't see their names because it's very, very small on the screen, but I'm excited about that broadcast. So please check in tomorrow. CM Live, the Cabaret Series, episode 9, Screen to Stage, hosted by Jordan Hugh. It is going to be happening on CM's Facebook and YouTube page. And I'm going to the website now to look for the time because I don't see it on the poster, but I think it is still at 8 o'clock, I think. Let me take a look. I'm looking at the poster. Well, that information isn't there, but I think it's always at 8, so we look forward to having you join us at 8. So as a reminder, CM is a nonprofit. We have a task. I have a task to do to talk about CM, to inform you about the things that are going on, and for you to consider donating to CM. So we have an incredible season that is coming up. Here it is. We start the season with On Your Feet, followed by Holiday Inn. And then during the holiday season, Matilda and Elf. It's going to be absolutely an incredible season. Plus, we have the Children's Theater Musical, Moana, Descendants, the Magic Toy Shop. So there's so many things that are going on at CM, and we're looking forward to once the quarantine and the phases. We're theater is in phase 4. So once we get to phase 4 and we can open our doors, we'd love to see you back at the theater and look forward to welcoming you in the doors. So I'm so excited. I was so excited that when I was going to load up all the information for this show, I couldn't. I did almost everything, and then I downloaded so many pictures and so many things that you'll see this evening. So these ladies, CM's original Pink Ladies. I think I'm just so excited. And we were talking just a moment ago, and these ladies, we were just laughing hysterically. And we have a lot of great surprises that are happening tonight. So with us tonight, starting from the left in the blue, Lisa LaMacchia. In the purple, Lori Beth Belkin Schneider. In the red, Christina Diorda Muens. I think I'm saying that correctly. And Ronelle Goodman-Hills in the yellow. Please welcome all of these ladies to the broadcast. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to see all of you. I'm so glad that you guys were available, and thank you also for your flexibility and allowing us to concentrate our efforts to the Black Lives Matters movement. And thank you for being here tonight and
Thank you for
making the
having
adjustment.
us.
Yes, for sure.
Oh my goodness. So there are some surprises that are happening this evening, and we were going through one of those, and I just couldn't stop laughing. You guys are so great, and you guys look fantastic. You guys all look. I mean, it was literally what we were doing. It was literally bringing me back, like in time, like 20 years in time. You know. So let's just dive right in. How are you guys been? What are you doing? What's going on?
Who are you asking?
Anybody who wants to chime in. It's all open. So we'll be asking tons of questions. So chime in, please.
I'm mommying. I went from having my two stepdaughters that are now 19 and 21 because I raised them from 4 and 6, and now we started all over again. And now I have a almost 2-year-old and an almost 5-year-old. So I went from the young mommy to the old mommy, and that's fun. That's fun.
Keeps you young, Christina.
Oh yeah, but unfortunately, it keeps you young, but it also makes you old.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Try having teenagers.
I have teenagers. I have teenagers.
A very good-looking teenage boy.
Yikes. No.
Yeah, so I think I've been. Well, I started dating my husband shortly after Grease. And actually during Little Shop of Horrors, which I think was the next show. And then in 2006, we had our son, Jacob, who is now 14 and about 6 feet tall and absolutely stunningly gorgeous.
Aww.
And my daughter, Sari, followed him about 11 months later. And she is 13 and brilliant and gorgeous and so talented. Scott likes to joke that instead of people saying, "Oh, are you Lori Beth Belkin?" people are going to be like, "Oh, are you Sari Schneider's mom?" But yeah, I just kind of doing my thing. I still do shows when I can, but it's hard when you have a, baseball stud and a musical daughter. You got to make time for them. We're all moms now. God, who would have thought back then that we would be moms to? Including Christina's stepkids. We've got 10 kids between the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Ring a ding ding.
Imagine all together in the same room.
That would be loud.
It would be.
Yeah. Ronelle, what are you up to?
Yeah, Lisa.
So I have a soon-to-be 13-year-old baseball son as well. Yay. Crazy. He'll be 13 next week. We do a lot of sports with him, and an 11-year-old crazy redhead.
She looks just like you.
She looks just like me when I had red hair. And she sings and dances and does gymnastics. She is definitely, I'm told often, she is a mini me.
I have one of those too.
You do. And it's fun being a mom. It's a lot of work. I living my dream. I run a design center, so I'm still designing. And
what are you designing?
I design houses, and I do visual for stores in Farmingdale. A lot of great furniture stores there. So it's great. I love it. And would love to get back on stage and do an old time Grease.
Old people's Grease. There's a market for it.
I agree.
You look young enough to still do it, Tim. Come on.
Did you guys see the monologue? How did I do in the monologue?
You did brilliantly. I was watching it on my iPad.
And we were ready to run in from the wings and scream, "I saw a dead skunk on the highway." It was coming. I was there.
I was ready to do it.
Let's just keep Nick out of the pit this time.
What goes on?
So I remember that in that number right before it happened, I think we did the speeches up on this big giant platform that Noel would build, and he had had us jump off the platform, which was like 10 feet in the air and land on the ground. And that's why I have heel spurs today. So
oh, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Precisely.
So what have all you been doing to pass the time with social distancing? Like, how has that been for you?
You heard us say we have kids, right?
Has that been so? Well, have you enjoyed the time with your children?
I will say yes. My husband is a stagehand, so obviously, right, you can feel his pain. He's been out of work since March 13th. I have no idea when he'll go back. I mean, even with like phase 4, right, of the musical, the garden, who knows, right? But my children have never spent as much time with, even when I was on maternity leave. I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son, and they are enjoying every moment of him. So I try and stay in the moment and stay, in the day, because if I start worrying about, is he ever going to make money again? What's he going to do? I'll probably lose my mind. But we're really trying to embrace that. And distance learning was a little challenging in kindergarten. But, we held, she's like, you're not like my teacher. My teacher says it like this. She's so nice. And I'm like, no, I wasn't cut out to be a teacher. That's why I'm not. But we're really trying to take it day by day, I think. And, lean on support, right? And cherish every moment of every day that we can, that we're all still here and our families and we're safe and healthy. So absolutely, I've enjoyed it.
I think that distance learning has probably been the hardest thing. I mean,
the hardest ever.
It is so hard. And when you have a 4-year-old going on 5 years old, and
that's hard.
She doesn't know how to, she's learning how to write her name. She's learning how to write her letters. So, I can't just say, Isabella, write your name. I have to sit with her and say, okay, no, the B is backwards. You got to do it this. So It's just so micromanaging. And it's like, write the letter B like 6 times. And it takes 20 minutes to write the letter B 6 times, which should take 2 seconds. But it's like, so everything just takes longer, and it's such a process, and then getting them to concentrate, it's hard. It's rough.
Well, I've never been so happy.
Take that over the social studies that I've been having to relearn, to be honest with you. I would take B's and
I just let the kids run with it. I work in healthcare, so I haven't stopped working. I was sick for a couple of weeks in March with an unconfirmed case of upper respiratory illness. But after that, I went right back to the office. I manage marketing and patient care and community outreach for an orthopedics practice, 16 doctors. So there really wasn't a lot of time. But my kids, and I am so lucky in this capacity that my kids are so self-sufficient. Jacob is just finished the 8th grade, and Sarah just finished 7th grade. So it was kind of like, all right, guys, I'm going to work. Do your homework before you leave the house to go ride your bike. So see, Bernadette knows what's going on. Distance learning. It's a bullet that I also got to dodge, having older kids and not having to worry about it. Whereas you people with elementary school kids who had to supervise, I was just like, is your homework done? Your Spanish teacher says you haven't handed in an assignment in 2 weeks.
Oh, yikes.
And then, with finals, everything just came back today and they're done. But I did absolutely dodge that bullet.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Google Classroom is... it was very regimented. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So normally during the broadcast, you guys are so on top of it. Like normally during the broadcast, I'll look at the comments, I'll bring them in.
There's Bernie, our original.
Where's I don't see comments. Where's comments?
You got to go on the side where it says private chat and then live comments, and then look. There's your mom and Ellen and Judy.
Wait a minute. I see private chat, but I don't see live comments.
Right next to it should say live comments, sweetie.
It's next to it.
Ellen. We're troubleshooting live. We are troubleshooting live.
Llama?
That's me. She's calling me. Hi, Ellen.
Lisa Llama.
Hi. Oh, now I can't see what everybody's saying. I'm sad.
It's okay.
Click on where it says live comments.
It's okay. She just disconnected herself.
And now she left. What happened to the comments?
She'll come back in, but it's okay.
Right now we can talk about her.
Christina Muens. Did I say it right? Is that her last Muens?
Muens.
Okay. I'm terrible at saying last names.
Right, you were the second original Patty Simcox, Bernadette. See, Bernadette said she filled in.
Yeah. She did. She filled in for Tara.
She was the second original.
Yes, because you know what Sunny shared, which I forgot, that we had done a benefit show for Tara because of something she was dealing with.
For Tara.
Yes.
My God, it's you forget. You totally forget.
You do? It's 20 years ago. Oh, Christina got booted.
Yeah, she got booted.
Christina just said she got booted.
How did she get booted?
She probably pulled the plug.
Yeah, there she is. Here she is.
We didn't talk about you at all.
I got booted. I don't know what happened. And now I'm in a different spot.
Oh my God.
But wait.
Side.
I can see the comments now. So
See, I told you. I told you that you guys were gonna be moving around because someone was gonna boot themselves off. So ladies, I have a quick comment from Patrick Grossman. He says, I can't be there, but Patrick Grossman says he loves his Pink Ladies. He stage managed the show, and he just wants to say hello.
He was 14.
He was 14
Ask him when he
years old.
choreographed the second one.
Yeah, ask him when he's going to do the geriatric crease.
Yes.
Hopefully while we look like this and not like this.
So
Most of them in that picture were almost our age.
Yeah, probably, really.
Oh, Lord.
So ladies, let's dive in. So how did you all find out about CM? How did you learn about the organization?
I think I was probably the first one of all of us.
Ronelle told me.
Yes.
I did?
We were.
I don't even remember that.
We were doing Crazy for You.
Oh, you're right. At Broad Hollow.
Yes, we were doing Crazy for You at Broad Hollow. I had just moved home, and I was Ronelle was what's that girl's name?
Starts with an E.
I don't remember, but we were in Crazy for You together, and it was Ronelle was in it, and Nikki Sanchez was in it, and Kevin Hansen was in it, and Danielle Renner was in it, and they were all like, "Hey, after this is over, Sam is doing Grease," and I was like, "Oh, I've never worked there before." And they were like, "No, it's great. Come down." And I came down, and the rest is history.
It's a great story.
Lisa,
my mother cut an ad out of a paper, and I was in 11th grade, and she said, "You need to go down and audition for this." It was Journey, and you're going to be a star that's going to make you famous, and da, 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 da. So I went down, and I think I told the story in the last thing, but I couldn't sing. I was sick. I was nervous. This big man comes walking toward me in the back of Dante Court, and I was panicking, and my mother went over to him. You know, everyone knows my mother. And she was like, "Look, my daughter's sick and she can't sing, but here's a tape. You can listen to this, and then you can see if you want to put her in." So he was like, "Oh, no, she has to sing live. I'll know if she can sing." So I sang reluctantly, and he cast me in Journey. And then from there, I started doing shows.
What about you, Lisa?
So I was doing Pippin at the Claire Rose Playhouse at St. Joseph's, and there was a young man named Clayton Cavalier.
Oh, I remember him.
He was doing a show, Two from Galilee. It was, I don't even know what time of year it ran, but it was the first show I did here. And he brought me over to audition, and I met Noel, and he cast me as the Archangel Gabriel. And then I believe I met Diva and a couple others in there, and that became you just auditioned for every show and continued to do every single one because it was your family and it was your place to go. And I probably did a 7 consecutive show run right after that because you just become lifelong friends. And it's truly the answer.
So you just said Diva. Who's Diva here?
Christina.
Diva Orta.
That was
the last name. It's on her birth certificate. And a gentleman from Two from Galilee coined that phrase. James Arthur Wooten III was the one with a very nice deep voice. He said, "She is Diva Orta," and that was it. She became, and that was her AOL name. That was her. She became
still is. Don't mix the mix. It's still my AOL.
Yeah.
Greg Cermel just chimed in. He just chimed in. Geriatric Grease with Pink Ladies becomes the Red Hats.
I don't like you, Carmelo.
So, ladies, when you guys auditioned, so your first show, what was? Because I love these questions. What was your audition song? What was your go-to audition song?
But wait, was Grease was not everybody's first show? It wasn't my first show at CM.
No.
It was my first show at CM.
My first show at CM was Once Upon a Mattress.
Was it? Who were you?
One of the girls, the green girl.
Wait a minute, though. Is the question what song was like our go-to audition song, like generally speaking, or what song was our go-to audition song when we first auditioned for Noel?
I I crossed my questions. I was going to ask you what your first show was, but then Lisa started talking about what her first thing was, and I was like, oh, well, we sort of covered that, so I was going to move on. So tell me, what was your first show? We'll ask that question at CM. So Lisa, we heard yours was Two from Galilee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mine was Journey, but then my first actual show other than Journey, I don't recall if High Tops came first. No, I think Fiddler was first, and then High Tops. So I'm pretty sure it was that order. I'm not sure.
Grease was my first show at CM.
Once Upon a Mattress.
So the next question I was going to ask was, because I asked the guys this when they were here, when Boscia and DiPergio and Gabriel were here, I asked them, and Buchwald, I asked them what was their go-to audition song? Because guys will be like, you know what, I want to do this show. The audition's this afternoon. I'm just gonna do this song. Did you guys have audition songs you always sang, or did you always have something new for every show that you auditioned for?
I always went. I mean, when I was doing it professionally, I was always singing. I usually sang "What More Do I Need," which is it depends. I mean, obviously, depending on the type of show. If it was a soprano song, I would sing something, "Come to My Garden" or something like that. But if it was like a kind of fun kind of show, I would usually sing "What More Do I Need," which is a Sondheim song. That's what I would always go to.
I think I probably did a lot of Chorus Line, Man in the Mirror. That was probably a lot of my go-to music. But
isn't Man in the Mirror
changed
Michael
every time.
Jackson?
You mean music?
You mean Music in the Mirror, Ronelle?
What? Music
Man in the Mirror is a Michael Jackson song. You're starting with you.
Typical, right?
You are a beautiful blonde pineapple.
Blonde pineapple.
You are
Beautiful.
definitely
You're
Rose.
Rose. That's it. Sarmello, we're not the Red Hat ladies. We're the Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Lisa, what was your go-to song?
So I think I would probably change it, but I sang Freddie My Love a lot. And I have to tell you that Noel said to me once, no one has ever sang that song better than you. And it was such a nice compliment from him, because when you remember when we all auditioned for Grease, there had to be hundreds of people at that audition.
It was crazy.
We had no idea who was going to end up being, the Pinks. And I just remember him saying that to me after that audition. It's something I've carried with me forever, and I will never forget it, because it meant so much. And I just love the song. And I can remember our choreography and us, doing, and Patrick Brady, right, doing my part. And it was used a lot. Freddie My Love was used a lot. Definitely.
I have no idea, because I blocked out a lot of that part of my. Just kidding. I just don't remember. I think I sang a lot of Sondheim back then, but I don't remember what anything was specifically.
Okay. So ladies, what would be one of the favorite roles out of all the roles that you played at CM? What was the favorite role that you have played on our stage?
This is hard.
We've all done a lot. That's a tough question.
Joseph was a lot of fun. I think Joseph was probably one of my favorites. I did Joseph. What did I do? I did Joseph 2000, I think, with TJ Smith as Joseph. And it was a lot. That was definitely among my top 3 favorites. But Grease was just such a unique experience, not just the show, because it was actually, other than doing it at Kids for Kids, playing Miss Lynch in 1988 at Dawnwood Middle School. It was really the first time I did Grease, and it was a part that I always wanted to play and that I always loved. And I really want to say, look at us. I mean, we were adorable. Grease was probably my favorite thing that I did there, just because of the camaraderie, and we were all at the same place. We were all drunk. What was that, a Bartles and James?
No, I'm not in that picture, so I'm not drunk. That's mean.
That was like a Bartles and James wine cooler.
I was gonna call you out, Lori. Is that like a wine cooler?
I think it was.
Those were cool back then, Tim.
Right, exactly, in the 90s. And But we just had it was like the summer. What were we calling it back then? The summer of debauchery.
It was crazy.
Were out every night.
Every night.
We were young. We were single. We would rehearse until 11 o'clock. We would go to the diner or to Briggy Henry's. Then we would go to someone's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Then we would. I mean, it was just. Look at that. Look how cute we all were.
I mean, I remember being at Dan's house, or Michael's house, maybe it was in the
Michael
backyard.
basement.
No, well, okay, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. No, when we were at the parties, and I remember being at we went out, we went to the diner, then we went to I want to say it was Dan's house or Michael's house, and then we were there all night, and then I remember it was 5 a.m, and Michael Carbonaro was like, all right, I'll take you home, and then he was taking me home, and he's like, you want to stop at the diner? And it was 6:30 in the morning before I got home.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that kind of. It was just like that. That was. Just
I would go home, take a shower, and get dressed and go to work.
Basically.
Yep. And we had no sleep, and it didn't matter because we had
because
much
we were
fun.
22.
Yeah.
Or you could go by the Diorda's house, and Christina's mother would cook you a full meal at 3 a.m. anytime you wanted.
No, she was like the mother. She was like the mother from Goodfellas when they come in, and she's like, "I'll make you something to eat." And then the next scene, the dining room table is covered with all kinds of pasta and salads and meat. Yeah,
basically. Everywhere I've done a show, I mean, I've done shows when I was sit down in Florida, or I was in North Carolina. Whenever my parents would come to visit, I would invite the entire cast. So in North Carolina, it was a little Holiday Inn Express room, and they would all come. And somehow we managed with just a little tiny stove. My mother would bring her pots and the cans of tomatoes, and she literally made sauce and meatballs. Every show I've done anywhere. The whole cast came and everywhere.
Doreen, we love you, Doreen.
Yes, we do. Top notch.
Oh my God. Let's see. Ellen, I remember the first time doing Grease was a controversy for CM. We got over that growing pain, and now it's a staple.
I remember being really surprised that it was the first time that CM did Grease.
I think it was because like you had said earlier, the auditions, the turnout for it was hundreds of people, wasn't it? So many people. I remember after the audition, walking away saying, I'm not going to get this part, and we didn't say that often, right? No. We were kind of we were in, we didn't really say that. And I remember going home and saying, wow, I was really nervous. So I think all those emotions of really landing it and then becoming such a family, it was just such a staple.
It was a family. It was totally a family.
Oh, Mama.
There she is.
She's like, I did that, really?
Mama Diva.
No, she's like, I did that, really?
Delivery is important, right, Christina?
Commas are your friends.
So, ladies, I'm loving that you guys are talking about Grease because it was such an amazing time for me. I remember it was my social life. It was like the thing that I looked forward to every single summer, and I was very lucky. I did Grease 3 times, and I never got to play a T-Bird ever. I always
maybe the next time around, Tim.
See, Tim, if you can get it on the schedule, then you can be in it. You can play that part you've always wanted.
Well, at some point tonight, I may get to play Sandy. So,
is that the part you've always wanted, Timothy?
Listen, I would love to do a switch gender,
like a gender bender Grease. A
gender bender Grease. It might be fun to do in a different perspective. So, everything is being tossed up right now in theater, and how we all look at it. So it would be something interesting to consider. So let's say this: if you ladies were to play the male characters, who would you be?
I think just like real life, as much as I would love to play Rizzo and will never be able to play Rizzo, I would love to play Kanicki, but I know that I'm really going to just play Roger. Not just, I just mean, it's the male Jan.
I think I'd be a Zuko.
I think you would.
I think I'd be a Zuko.
I think Macchia would
be
a
Kanicki.
A wicked Kanicki.
Kanicki all the way.
Yeah.
And
I think I just go with duty.
Yeah, I think you and me are just our counterparts.
So that's really great to know. So what do you ladies do right before you go on stage?
pee.
Yeah.
That's what Craig Bush just said. He said that
I
too.
know, and he's right. I'm with you, Craig.
We did always say that. Last pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was always weird to go into the bathroom knowing that your mic was live and the sound person could hear you pee.
That was scary.
Tim Miller didn't care.
The mics will not make you pancakes. That's all I remember. I remember Jen had this list of things that a microphone would not do. And one of the items was, this microphone will not make you pancakes. The other things
think
are,
it was the
won't
bobby
amplify
pin.
you.
For us
If you
that
don't
have so much-
project, if you don't project, it won't pick you up. If you don't do this, it won't this. If you dangle it from the cord, it won't work anymore, and it will not make you pancakes.
Jen Miller, sound goddess, my love.
Oh, my
Yes.
goodness.
And Miller.
That's so funny. So, what is your favorite moment of working at CM?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I got that.
Especially for Christina, who's, there are so many moments for you.
Oh, I mean, there's just too many moments. Like, I can't say there's my favorite moment. I mean, I've had moments like when Michael DeVito was on the stage and he said, Sonny, we were doing Children of Eden, and he was wearing this big gold lame thing, and he was on what they now call the God platform. That's why, because he was God and he was on that platform. And Sonny said, he was trying to do a cue, and he said, I can't see you, Michael. And he said, I'm a fat man in gold lame. How could you miss me?
I remember that.
I mean, there are moments like that, like fun moments. But I mean, honestly, just as far as I'm concerned, like my favorite moments of CM have been like moments like with Grease, like where it's more than moments. It's experiences and family and Noel. I mean, Noel just,
Of course, they all tie into Noel.
Everything's tied to Noel.
Yeah.
Even having just the show that I did most recently at CM was In the Heights. And obviously it was like 3 years ago. Noel had passed several years before, and it was my return to CM since Noel passed. And it was very difficult, but I was very, very fortunate in that the director of that show was Michael Memmott. And I remember kind of like the first realization that this was still the same place and this was still the same organization that I had loved so much and that I had been so much a part of. And when during In the Heights, at the end of Act 1, there's the blackout. And my character Camila was on the terrace of her apartment. And I just remember looking up, and we were supposed to be watching fireworks because it was the 4th of July, and Michael directed it, and Frank Longo did some special effects for it. And there were just still so many familiar things about it that it was like in the moment in that song and in this show about community, to be a part of this place that is such a community and was such a family and such a part of my life, especially at the period of time during Grease. That was like a culminating moment for me, if that makes sense. Just that sense of community in a show about community, and looking up at the fireworks and looking up at the catwalk, and just that space. It's so much more than just a moment there. It's being in a show, and I think especially being involved in shows when we were in the late 90s and the early 2000s, it was so much more than just a place to do shows. There was just so much that happened in that building at 2:00 in the morning, still building sets, or for some shows still running Act 1 at 2:00 in the morning. There's just so much that has happened in that building, so much history throughout shows, even shows that you're not involved with, the private jokes, the private moments, the things that transfer. It's just there can't be one moment for anybody.
I agree with Lori Beth. I mean, when I think back of my childhood years and, my teenage years of growing up, and people talk about all their experiences and what they did and where they went, my whole world goes to CM. I mean, every experience that I had there, my friends and how we became grown-ups and actors and who we really are. I mean, my two favorite shows definitely Grease and for me, Anything Goes. That was probably where I played Christina, the best part I ever, showing off everything and
you were awesome. She was awesome.
Thank you. So I could tell a really funny story about that, but I don't know if it's appropriate.
Oh, please,
but I
go
can
ahead.
tell you something really funny. So, but we'll go for it, right? If this is theater. So I'll never forget, my parents came to many of those shows with Anything Goes. And one time the show was over, everyone's in the lobby, they're waiting for you. And someone had said to my dad, that whoever, that person that played Bonnie, who is he? Like, who was that, like, slut of the ship? And my dad turned around in the lobby and was like, that slut, that's my daughter. And I was like, I go, Mom, he did it, and no, but he was so proud. So, just so, but I mean, so many amazing, like my whole, growing up, it's like CM, it's, that's what I remember. That's what I talk to about my kids.
Not to interrupt, but look, Dan Rice is here.
Oh my gosh!
So Dan Rice, he said CM was the first place that I felt like I was really a part of something and I could be myself.
Oh, Dan Rice.
So true.
I was in Joseph with Dan Rice.
Dan Rice.
Ellen.
Amazing. So Lisa, what's yours?
So I have to say many memories too, and a bunch of great directors. I mean, Grease will always be, I think, my number one, but working Beehive with Michael Tester. Who else? I was thinking of another one, but I would say just the fact that it carried out. I have to echo all of Lori Beth's sentiments, which the family, it was a place back then where you could go and be yourself without judgment and everybody was accepted. And I think that was really important. And the way that Noelle and Joe took things even further, it wasn't just what happened inside those walls. I remember when my mom died in 2005 and I was standing up, in front of the room at the funeral parlor, and I saw Joe come in with his leather jacket and Noelle was standing right next to him. And, they were there for my mom's funeral, and it just having them there and the other cast members and everything. I just thought we were in the middle of a run of something here at CM. And just the fact that they were standing there just to pay respects and to be there for me when I needed them. That's how much that family, and I'll never forget that either. How I remember, a lot of times when your family passes away, you don't remember anything, but I remember looking up from standing next to her and seeing Noelle and Joe. And it gave me such a sense of support and a sense of peace. So CM there's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Amen.
Thank you for sharing that. So ladies, I have a surprise for you. So well, here's the first surprise of the evening. I think is this the video? Yeah, let me, can you guys see this?
Wait, I don't see anything.
You see it?
Honey, it's in the middle of the screen.
It's right there. So
Right
let's see. Let's play it.
I don't see it.
If you guys, I'm all alone at the drive-in, I'm gonna freak.
Can you guys see it? Is it
I
working?
don't see it.
He was so excited to see you. He dropped his lunch.
Oh my. Well,
I'm impressed.
Oh wait, is it going?
Yes.
Oh, no, I see it.
Oh, you
Wait,
can't.
hold on.
Can you hear it?
No.
Oh, that sucks. He had such a nice message for you, and this is what happens when you do stuff late, Oh, but you know what? He's actually here. So everybody say it with me. Ready? On three. His name. 1, 2, 3. Ron.
Can you just tune the speaker knobs for me real quick? Do you remember? At the drive-in movie?
Right?
Yes.
Wow. I still got it, I guess.
Ron, thank you so much for being here this evening. We've been having an incredible time talking about Grease. Maybe you could tell us what's a fond memory that you have of working with these ladies here.
Oh, wow. So
Keep
many.
it PG, mister.
And not when you got knocked unconscious. Not that one.
Oh, he was so mad.
God, remember that?
Yeah, you got knocked out, remember?
Well, okay. So you
That's not your favorite. Pick a nice one.
It's funny because I was thinking of that today because, Tim asked me to come up and talk. And I was like, I don't know why I was like nervous. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen any of you guys for years, and I'm doing my thing or whatever. But it's like, it's great to see you guys.
You
But
don't even have to worry about doing your hair.
no, I have a lot left to do. That's the thing, So, but I still got plenty. I actually cut this myself. This is my
Quarantine hair.
Quarantine hair.
I
Hey,
went-
listen,
good.
my husband's using a Flowbee, so
Oh, dude.
what you gotta do?
Did he get that on eBay or something?
His mother bought it for him for his birthday because she
Wow.
thought he might like it,
I
and
didn't
guess
know
what?
they-
It came in handy.
I didn't know they still made those. Good Lord. Wow.
Ellen saying hi.
Yeah. As far as like favorite memories, I mean, there's a lot of that show. So much stuff like happened in that show. But yeah, I was thinking today, Lori was saying we were going out for curtain call, and I was it Michael Carbonara that like literally almost knocked me out.
It was either Michael or Craig pushed open that back door.
No, he pushed open the door. I was coming out, and they had those big like
Steel
metal
doors.
Yeah.
And so literally he hit me hard, and I was in good shape. It was all good, but like
You were in very good shape, my friend.
I was that and 275 will get me on the subway right now.
Is it still 275 for the subway?
It's just gone up to 275.
Ugh.
But yeah, and I was knocked a little bit silly, and then you came back there and you were laughing your ass off.
We all were, Ronald. Nobody thought that it was real. So of course, me.
Because they always goofed around and did all these wrestling
throw
moves.
people,
And they would be like,
What I did was, I said,
I got totally heated, and I was like, motherfucker, I'm really hurt.
I was like, see a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have good luck. And he was like, God damn it, LB.
Oh my goodness! And then the
That's
other one, I guess,
I think it probably was Craig Brosher, because last week or a couple weeks ago, he said how they used to do backstage wrestling, and he lit up Danny.
Through a table.
Always wrestling backstage.
So this particular time in Greece was Carbonaro, because I remember. But another time when we did Shenandoah, Craig hit me with a fence post in the back. And there was a welt like this big, and then
That was what he was trained to do. He
Sure.
didn't know any better.
Oh, I mean, I took it like a champ. I told him, we got together. I'm like, yeah, let's do it, sure. But
those doors were dangerous. I took Janine Karp out during Evita once. She was like in her tango dress, and I was like, poof, and she was like, poof, and she just hit the floor.
Oh, Janine. With her unibrow.
Beautiful blonde pineapple.
Oh my goodness!
Remember when Janine drew that heart?
It's in that picture.
Unibrow. That was that picture.
That was it.
Yes.
Yeah,
There
there
it
it
is.
is.
There it is. In the corner.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
I reached out to her today.
What was you said something on a thread like years ago? One of you did. Ricardo looked like he came from a show down the street. He was so like glittered up.
At the
And
Brown House?
Hey!
Yeah.
he looked like he was coming from like Star Mites or something like down the street.
Look,
Ricky!
yes.
Oh.
Ricky.
See?
He was so extremely talented.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful voice, but let's be honest. This was an all-star cast.
It
CM
was.
production of Grease, the first time, and we've had some incredible productions afterwards. But this cast was everyone was just absolutely perfect.
Oh, Auntie Joe.
Yeah,
It was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
A whole slew of people. I forget this
David
gentleman's.
Sterling.
David Sterling.
Oh,
So
I'd forgotten about him. Wow.
so many amazing people.
Yeah.
So
Fun fact, Ron and I were also cast in the same roles down in Florida and then lived together while we were down there because we knew each other. So we just were roommates, and
yeah,
it was
that was a
quite
great
fun.
show. Yeah, it was a good show. Long. It was. We were down there for 4 months. And
Yeah,
then
long time.
Oh, you did that Gladiator show too.
Oh, that was in North Carolina. That was later. No, but
Oh, I
Ron
thought
and I
it was
did.
the same place.
No, it was Grease and Joseph that
And
we did.
Joseph.
She was.
Yeah.
He was Joseph. She was the narrator. And
And
All
he
I
did
remember
Pharaoh.
from that from when you guys went away was if we all thought that Christina got tan in New York,
Oh,
Christina in Florida.
yeah.
My mother and my family got off the plane to greet me, and they didn't know it was me.
You literally looked like you were like came from the islands.
I was dark. I was
so
dark.
Very, very tan.
Super tan.
So everybody here, what do you think? And Ron, I'll ask you this, and then what do you think? Thinking about it now and reminiscing about CM, what did that play in your life? Like how did it play a role in your life? Looking back at it.
Anybody else want to start, or are you asking me?
Ron, you can jump in, or anyone else, you can all jump in.
I think it was the biggest sense of family. We were just such a family. Grease in itself, it's a show about, a family, a bunch of friends that just make these amazing relationships. They were together forever, all through their schooling. And I think that's what it brought to us too. It's very real.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was the same. I mean, that's really what it boiled down to. I mean, I did show after show after show for years there. I started when I was 14, and it was a family. I mean, I spent every 4th of July at Noel and Joe's. We would have Christmas parties there. I mean, I would do the cabarets on New Year's Eve. Every New Year's Eve for 20 years of my life, I was at CM. My whole family was. My mother, my father videotaped. My mother, concessions. My sister, sang there and performed there. And I mean, Noel, I mean, unfortunately, obviously everybody knows he passed away at my wedding, so it was like, it came full circle. I mean, I'm not happy that he passed away at my wedding by any means, but I feel like it came for me, like personally, it came full circle and culminated at that moment. I said, this is like a full circle for me, and I was saying before, I was telling you guys I had sent you a picture of Noel with Ron, I believe it was Ron, maybe I'm wrong, and yeah. And my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter, says to me, now I keep Noel's mask card with his face on it on my mirror in my bedroom, and my 5-year-old daughter says to me, Mommy, who are those people in that picture? And I said, oh, you don't know them? And she goes, well, I know one of them is God, but I don't know who the other two are. And I said, well, who's God? And she pointed to Noel, and she goes, Mommy, I know what God looks like. And I was like I literally sat back and I got the chills all up my arms. And I was like, this man is her angel. Like, he's still her angel. Like, I know he must be with her because she sees this man as like this godly presence, and she never met him. She didn't know him. Like, I feel like it's just his presence and Joe and then the whole just culmination of it. It was a family. It was just a family.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I did shows at a lot of different theaters, but the biggest sense of community I feel like was at CM. And, even if you were away for a little bit, you went back, you were welcomed back, and just doing those shows and learning and growing and, Grease. And I mean, I did hair there, we did, I mean, all of us, we all like kind of grew up together and, partied together, hung out together, tried together. And, it's one of the fondest memories that I'll ever have in my life. And I have a lot of memories from that time, specifically at CM and all the people. And this, talking to you guys right now and seeing all your faces, and everybody's, got families and everybody's got careers and other lives. But like, I feel like no time has passed. And that's really the when I think about experiences in my life and, all this, and I'm going to get teared up, but, it's about the experience, like they say, you can make all the money you want, but you can't take it with you. But I take a piece of everybody that I've ever worked with. You learn, like I said, you take part of them and they become a part of you. And Noel and Joe, it's certainly true for them as well. Man, Noel and I had, I never made it public. Like, he and I had some like deep conversations, long conversations, and he was just a wonderful, accepting, giving, amazing person, and Joe as well. That support system for him, and as a support system for all of us. Trying to figure out who we were in the world, and ultimately who we wanted to be. And so, it goes back to what I said. Like they're a part of me, and you guys are all a part of me, and I think I thank God every day that I had that experience, because it formed me into the person I am today.
Well, cheers, everybody. Well said, Ron.
Cheers.
Well said. Cheers to you all.
I wish I had a cocktail. I got water.
Okay.
And Tiffany said it. Tiffany said it in the comments. CM is about family, dude.
It totally is.
I love all you. I love all you.
We love you.
We love you too, Ron.
Lisa, your hot sauce will be there Friday.
We need to. I don't do hot sauce, but let me tell you.
Today, Ron.
Today, I because I was so Lisa ordered some of my hot sauce.
Yeah, well, I bought it at a retail location.
Yes, you did, and I'm into it.
I walked into Greenport, into that hot sauce store in Greenport, and I'm like, "You got Hell's Kitchen hot sauce?" They're like, "We sure do." I said, "I'll take 3."
I love it.
Nice.
Well, this is the offices. See, this is my offices of Hell's Kitchen hot sauce, right behind me here. You see, these are all hot sauce bottles there.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Some of my own collection, and a nice sunset over the Hudson. From the offices of Hell's Kitchen Hot Sauce here at 10th Avenue, New York City.
In Hell's Kitchen?
In Hell's Kitchen.
I didn't open it, Ron. I just hid the box so my husband didn't see it.
No, I know he's going to enjoy it. I threw a little extra in there for him.
Father's Day hot sauce. I mean, what else could you
That's
need?
awesome.
Right?
Amazing.
You got a little extra value.
But that's the thing about this, like, family, right? You were asking. So theater people, you could say it. I think they're like that anyway. But I think I reached out to Lori Beth a year ago, asking her about a random health issue, and not even within a second, she writes me back. Like, that's the thing about this family. We may not see each other for a while, but you pick. Like, I messaged Ron out of nowhere. I'm like, I need a Father's Day gift. How about your hot sauce? And he writes right back to me, and that's the thing about the bond and the family that we've created. Your daughter's birthday, I'm like, at least Eastland. And our kids, my daughter and her daughter, they have like this eerie similarity about each other. They played together, so it's like you just don't lose that. I know I could pick up the phone and call Ronelle for anything. The other cast members, it was such a family. You don't lose that, and I think it's really special. Just like you. Hey, do you want to do this live speaker series? We're like, we love you, Tim. Whatever you need. Like, it's just how we are.
I said to Tim, hey, Tim, your brother is coaching the basketball team Sarah's trying out for. Can you do anything for me? Just kidding. That didn't happen. Just kidding. But Tim's twin brother is Sarah's basketball coach at school.
Oh, that's
cool. How cool. Small world.
So we have comments here. Amen. Pick up like it never stopped speaking.
Always.
And then Bernadette, Lisa LaMancha, that bond is like no other.
True. She's another one. Anything you need.
Another one. We watched her children grow up.
Yes.
Oh, that's scary.
In the carrier.
Yes.
At rehearsals.
And so how old were the Tory girls? And
now that's what makes us feel really
beautiful grown women.
Yeah.
Well, okay, guys, I want to bid Ron. Thank you so much for coming on, Ron.
Thanks for coming,
very much appreciate it.
I am honored that you had me come on. And
wait, how does it go? Like this? Right?
Is that what you're? Wow, I haven't done that in about a
And
decade.
if you don't like it, you can.
Right. If you're not down with that, right?
Oh God.
Anyway.
Bye. Oh, yay. Thank you, Tim.
That was great, Tim.
Thank you. That's surprise number one.
Oh my gosh, who's surprised?
You mean there's more?
Yeah, of course there's
all right, Marty.
You know what? I think I'll bring it on right now. I'll bring on the number 2 surprise, because I thought it was hysterical. Let's bring him.
Is he in the Matrix?
Oh, come on. It's me.
Oh, come on. All right, let's try that again. Loving it. Isn't this fun? Technical things are fun. You got to enjoy. Of course, it went off the screen. Let me pull it up. So he sent in a video, and I just thought it was just amazing, and I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see it. So let me pull that up. Okay, hold on one sec. Let's go here. Let's pull this out. Let's go to here. Sorry, ladies. It's totally
live.
This is live, and it's totally worth it. Let me pull it up. Come on, here it is.
Hey, yo, Pink Lady. It's me, Roger. All these years later, how do you like that? Hey, I'm still up to the same old. Nothing much really changing. You know, Anyway, I heard you on the broadcast with Tim. I want to come on and say hi and say I love you, I miss you, and I cherish all memories together.
Bosha.
Live stream be without bullshit in the house, right?
Exactly.
Could have married him, Jan.
So funny story. When Craig and I met when we were doing Kids for Kids back in the late 80s and early 90s. And one of the first shows that we did together was Grease. And I think Craig actually was Roger. And I was Miss Lynch. This is the aforementioned Grease when I, at 12, played Miss Lynch. And so Craig and I have the bond from doing Grease at Kids for Kids in like 1988. And then to be able to do it with him and play Jan opposite him so many years later, and to have that level of comfort. Because again, here I was, this new person. I knew who people were, but I didn't have friendships with a lot of the people. And having Craig as that safety net and getting to play opposite with him on stage, it was just such a blessing. It really was. Craig everyone made my first experience at CM wonderful. And I've never felt a more warm welcome in any place that I've been. But having Craig there was really a very nice, it was a good anchor for me to say, okay, this person knows me. I know this person. This is kind of a safety net for if these people don't understand my sense of humor, if these people think I'm too loud and too obnoxious and too Long Island Jew. Like Craig was my safety net.
Little did you know you were going to be with us.
Right.
Little did I know.
So, ladies, we have a surprise for everybody who is watching tonight, right?
Oh,
This is our surprise for you, the audience.
Exactly, right.
if my eyes will work.
I know. I should have brought
There
the glasses, Lisa.
Zoom in, girlfriend. Zoom in.
So normally this section of the show, this segment is called "Do You Remember Your Lines?" But we thought it might be fun because literally there's not many scenes in shows where all characters are like groups of characters are in it. And the way that Grease was written, you have the boys scenes, for Grease Lightning, and a lot of the and like the T-Birds are in scenes together. But you guys have a full scene with all four of you on the stage. So just remind everybody who you all played in Grease.
Marty.
Rizzo.
Frenchie.
Sandy.
Not.
Just kidding. I played Jan.
Way too bubbly.
Real class, Jan.
Real class, Jan.
So tonight we are going to be reading scene 4 from Grease.
Very teeny. So if
we're doing a
that's
table.
why.
We're doing a virtual read, and because there is no one else here to play Sandy, I will be playing Sandy.
Because
Now,
Tim didn't invite us.
that's not
tonight.
Tim.
That's
We're
not a
depending on you.
coincidence.
Just unfortunately, no one else could be here, so we're gonna do this together. So I'm so excited. We got to read a couple lines earlier, but so this will be our go. So, ladies, you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
As ready
Okay.
as we'll ever be.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Hey, girls, it says here Fabian is in love with some Swedish movie star and he might be getting married.
Oh, no.
Who cares? As long as they don't get their hooks into Kooky.
Hey, Frenchie, throw me a ciggy butt, will ya?
Me too, while you got the pack out.
You want one, Sandy?
Oh no, I don't smoke.
You don't? Did you ever try it?
Well, no, but
Oh, go on and try it. It ain't gonna kill you. Give her a hit parade. Now, when you hold up the match, you gotta suck in on it. I should have told you, don't inhale if you ain't used to it.
Oh, that's okay. You'll get better at it.
Yeah, and then I'll show you how to Frenchie inhale. That's really cool. Watch.
Ugh, that is the ugliest thing I ever saw.
Nah, the guys really go for it. That's how I got my nickname, Frenchie.
Yeah, sure it is. Hey, geez, you guys, I almost forgot. A little sneaky peek to get the party started.
Oh, Italian Swiss colony. Wow, it's imported.
Hey, we need some glasses.
Oh, just drink it out of the bottle. We ain't got cooties.
It's kind of sweet. I think I like Thunderbird better.
Okay, Princess Grace.
I didn't say I didn't want any. It just don't taste very strong, that's all.
Oh, hey, I brought Twinkies. Anybody want one?
Twinkies and wine? That's real class, Jan.
It says right here, it is a dessert wine.
Hey, Sandy didn't get any wine.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind.
Hey, I bet you never had a drink before either.
Oh, sure I did. I had some champagne once at my cousin's wedding.
Ring-a-ding-ding. Hey, no, you gotta chug it. Like this. I lost my wine. Otherwise, you swallow air bubbles, and that's what makes you throw up.
Really? I never knew that.
Sure. Rudy from the Capri Lounge told me the same thing.
Hey, Sandy, you ever wear earrings? I think they keep your face from looking so skinny.
Hey, yeah. I got some big round ones. They're made out of real mink. I think they'd look great on you.
Would you like me to pierce your ears for you, Sandy? You know, I'm going to be a beautician someday.
Real good. She did mine for me.
Oh, no. My father would probably kill me.
You still worry about what your old man thinks?
Well, no, but isn't it awfully dangerous?
You ain't afraid, are you?
Of course not.
Oh, good. Hey, Marty, you got a needle around?
Hey, how about my virgin pin?
Nice to know it's good for something.
What's that twat supposed to mean?
Forget it, Marty. I was just teasing ya.
Yeah, well, tease somebody else. It's my house.
Would you hold still, Sandy, please?
Hey, French, why don't you take Sandy and the John? My old lady will kill me if we get blood all over the rug.
Huh?
It only bleeds for a second. Come on, let's go.
We miss all the fun.
Hey, Marty, I need some ice to numb your lobes.
Look, why don't you just let the cold water run for a little while, then stick her ear under the faucet?
Listen, I'm sorry, but I'm not well.
Look, Sandy, if you think you're going to be hanging around with the pink ladies, you better get with it. Otherwise, forget it and go back to your hot cocoa and Girl Scout cookies.
Okay. Come on, Frenchie.
Hey, Sandy, don't sweat it. If she screws up, she can always fix your hair so your ears won't even show.
Hardy, har.
You know, that chick is getting to be a real nerd.
Lay off her, Rizzo.
Yeah, she can't help it if she ain't been around.
Yeah? Well, how long are we supposed to play babysitter for, huh? Oh, what was that?
Oh, hey, Marty. Sandy's sick. He's heaving all over the bathroom.
You did her ears already?
Nah, I only did one. As soon as you saw the blood.
Oh, God, what a party poop.
Jeez, it's getting kind of chilly. I think I'll put my robe on.
Hey, Marty, where'd you get that thing?
Oh, you like it? It's from Japan.
Yeah, everything's made in Japan these days.
No, this guy I know sent it to me.
Are you going with a person of Asian descent?
He ain't a person of Asian descent, stupid. He's a Marine and a real doll, too.
Wow. Hey, Marty, can he get me one of those things?
You never told us you knew any Marines.
Hey, how long you know this guy anyway?
Just a couple of months. I met him on a blind date at the roller rink. And the next thing I know, he joins up. Anyway, right off the bat, he starts sending me things. And today, I get this kimono. Oh, yeah. Look what else.
Oh, neat.
It's just a tiny bit too big, so I got to get some Angora for it.
Gee. Oh, no, that's you.
Engaged to a Marine.
How you got a picture or something, Marty?
Yeah, but it's not too good. He ain't in uniform. Oh, here it is, next to Paul Anka.
How come it's ripped in half?
Oh, his old girlfriend was in the picture.
What's this guy's name, anyway?
Oh, it's Freddie Strelka.
Oh, is he of Polish descent?
Nah, I think he's Irish.
Do you write them a lot, Marty?
Pretty much every time I get a present.
What do you say to a guy in a letter anyway? I remember growing up and listening to the record because my parents had seen the original Broadway cast on, and so they bought the record and they gave it to me. And I remember listening to it, and that the way she delivered that line, that "Hey, oh, I got cream on." The twinges were really good. I remember the way she delivered that line was, "Hey, what do you say to a guy in a letter anyway?" And I remember being like, "Who talks like that?" And then I delivered the line the same freaking way.
And Lisa, I remember they fit you in costumes for so many different negligees for this, and you're like, "No, I'm not wearing that. Nope, I'm not wearing that one. I'm not wearing that one."
It's always been heavy upstairs, and then it just,
It was baby blue, wasn't it?
What?
It was baby blue.
But wait, we were all in these pajamas, and I know we talked about it before, but we weren't live. We were all in these pajamas, and here's Lisa singing her heart out, and then me, Ronelle, and Lori Beth in the background. Right? In our pajamas.
Was in blue.
And we're, right, Freddie, I'm yours. And all of a sudden, Lori Beth, we look over, she's in the middle, and her pants are on the ground, and she's pulling them up, and they're going down again.
In my defense, we had a very quick change from magic changes into the sleepover at Marty's house. And for some reason, it didn't occur to me to underdress. Like, for example, to wear my pajama bottoms under my poodle skirt for the first 5 scenes. Right. So here I am backstage trying to make this lightning fast, quick change from magic changes to the pajama party. And these pajamas, these fish pajamas that were actually mine and I owned, had a drawstring. And I guess I didn't, that was fish pajamas. And I guess I didn't tie the drawstring because we had, what do they call it? They call it, there's a name for the step where you shoop up and then you shoop down. And we were singing into hairbrushes. So we go to do the shoop up.
And her pants went shoop down.
It was adorable. It was.
And to this day, what is it? It is literally 21 years later. To this day, I cannot see Christina Diorda without her being like, "Remember when your pants fell down on stage?"
Do you guys remember, since Tim, you brought up Patrick Grossman before. So I don't know if you know this. The girls should remember. I had gotten one of those things when you asked to see Freddie's picture. It's one of those, accordions. Patrick Grossman one time put all pictures of naked men right before the show. I had no idea. He put it in the purse that she had, so I pulled it out, and all of a sudden there's 25 pinkies on stage. And I'm thinking, oh my God. So I'm like, here he is right here. So I picked the biggest one, and that's who I pointed was Freddie. But
I have zero recollection of that.
That
was hysterical.
Can you phone a friend on this thing? Because if you call Patrick Grossman, he will tell you.
I remember.
Oh my God, that's so
eyes
funny.
came out of her sockets on stage when
all
she
penises.
So
all penises.
funny.
Naked men with big penises. Yeah, Patrick Grossman.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
So you remind him of that since he's unavailable.
I will remember. I will remember to tell him. So we have comments from people. You ladies only got even better with Dave. Amazing. So fun to hear all you do the scene together.
Aww.
Too funny. Love it, ladies. And Dan Rice, that was awesome.
That was our audition for the geriatric Grease.
Yes. Kim, are we hired or what? Who do you have to consult with?
Listen,
we're bringing it to the Onyx.
Listen, I will pass the word along.
Yes.
Patrick is the artistic director, and he is the one who handles, and Elise Arpino, the executive director, handle all the scheduling. So
You could fill the house, Kim.
I will make sure. I bet it would be a great fundraiser.
One night only.
Yeah.
Or maybe a weekend.
No.
You
That's way too much work. One weekend.
You got to do a weekend.
So
weekends.
I don't know if you know, but because Grease is such a popular show, the rights for Grease are so expensive.
I don't think that they would be cheaper because so many people want to do it.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. I mean, literally, if you do at least from what I remember, is that I think Noelle would share that Grease at the time we did it was like $10,000. So I think now, in order to do a run of like 21 performances, it's like $20,000.
That's bananas.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing it sells out like
right?
so much.
I know. So ladies, thank you so much for doing that scene. I really appreciate you.
That was fun. What's next? Let's do another one.
What's our next one? What do you have for us?
So you're knocked up, huh? Good news. Good
news really travels fast.
You gonna eat your coleslaw, Sandy?
Wait, Lisa, you said what? Lisa, you said one of the lines before. Do you like my glasses? What's that line?
Oh, I said, do you like my new glasses? You think they make me look smarter?
Yeah. If we don't see your face. Maybe she's having a period and wants to be alone.
You know what, Rizzo? You feel like a defective typewriter.
Movie line. Call the rights holders.
You said it. Well, don't you remember coming through, lady with a baby?
Did you guys see my post the other day? I'm trying to think of a way to tell this story cleanly, because you never know who's in the viewing audience. But one of my favorite Grease memories is we were rehearsing. And we were, I guess, I don't remember, it was Grease Lightning or something that had to do with the car. And Michael Carbonaro was rolling around in this.
It was the scene after. It
wasn't when you come out and
I was in the car with him and he kept swimming.
So it was this office chair on wheels. So with Michael Carbonaro, who is he is a master of physical comedy. And there are really very few performers I know who can do what Michael does in the way of just controlling their own body. That's him. But he's just he's an amazing physical comedian. Mm-hmm. And so he rolls on in the chair and he does the scene and he gets out and he pantomimes shutting the door and Noelle goes, "No, Michael, not like that, Michael. Michael, I need you to do it like you mean it, like it is a car and like you mean it." So Michael does it again, and Noelle goes, "No, Michael, you're not acting like it's a car. It's a car. You spent all summer working, lugging boxes of Bargain City to buy this car. This is your car." And Michael looks at him after doing this like 16 times. Michael looks at him and goes, "Noelle, it's a freaking chair."
I remember that.
For the rest of the summer, anytime something was absurd or anytime someone was repetitive about something, we'd be like, "It's a fucking chair."
Yes, and it was the F word.
So last week I'm surfing Facebook, and all you have to do is think of something that you might want to purchase someday down the road, and Facebook shows you an ad for it. And it was those little washer bracelets. And some woman had it made, and it said, "It's a chair." Sometimes a chair is just a chair.
I saw that.
How positively providential. No, I didn't buy it. I sent it.
I thought Tim was wearing it. No, look at Tim. He just showed his wrist. I thought he had it on.
You bought the chair. Oh, is that just a regular one, or does it say it's a chair?
No, mine says living on it, but it's a very similar thing. But
it is. It's the washer bracelet.
It's very funny. So I remember the reason why we didn't have a car was because we looked high and low for a car, and Noelle could not find Grease Lightning. He couldn't find Grease Lightning. So I remember we didn't get Grease Lightning until like 2 days before the show.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, like it was rough. Hey, so ladies, so what inspires you now with theater? Like how are you inspired now with theater?
In what way? What do you mean?
Like how does theater inspire you? Do you still like to act? Does it bring you joy still?
I mean, I still do it. I mean, I had to take a big hiatus because with my job, it was very hard. And then, it was just didn't fit into my, I wanted to do it, but I couldn't rehearse till like 9:00 at night. But then my hours changed at work and I was able to do some stuff. And I did Mamma Mia, and then I did 9 in some other theaters. And so I still do it and I still love it. And I'm actually getting back into doing it. Like I want to do more of it because I do have that ability now to have some time to do it. So I still love it, but I love even more so that my daughter and even my son love to like dress up, and she loves to, and she'll sing. And if I'm singing, my son, who's only not even 2, will start like singing with me and hitting notes. And I'm like, oh, he matched my pitch, you know? So like just the excitement of watching them do it. Like it's exciting, you know?
So I still do it a little bit every now and then when I can. And this is,
Hi,
she fell off the chair. So this is Sari. I don't know where she gets the chutzpah.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. So this is Sari, and she's 13 years old, and she loves to perform, and she loves to be on stage, and she's very dramatic. I think it's from Scott. Because he was a lead in Fiddler on the Roof at Miller Place High School in 1993, and he got to say it was a horse. But she just, I will happily, now that she wants to start getting involved, you know, Jacob plays baseball. He's on all these teams, and he's constantly playing ball. And so during the summer, theater tends to take a back seat for me. But now Sari's ready to start doing it, and I'm ready to pass the reins off to her and be a stage mom. Incidentally, my mother is watching. My mother is the original stage mom. My mother would like me to take out my headband and fluff out my hair. I've been wearing this headband all day, Mom. It's not happening. So, but I'm ready to be a stage mom and to just support, just like I'm a sideline mom and I cheer on sports. I'm ready to cheer on this little munchkin as she starts to make her debut in Long Island Theater. So watch out, Long Island stage. Sari Schneider's coming.
Awesome.
Yay.
That was one of my questions I was going to ask, because like it seems a lot of you are mothers. Oh, all of you are mothers. All of you are mothers. So, you know, are you pushing your children to go into theater? I mean, like if I was a parent, I definitely would be doing that, because I think there's so much to be learned and gained from, you know, being in a show, learning responsibility, commitment, having a drive, being able to enjoy performing and connecting, you know, with other people. And so, you know, I was going to ask you guys, you know, what type of, would you be a stage mom? Like how are you going to be with your kids in theater?
So go ahead. Who's going?
I was just going to say, I mean, my daughter does dance with Orlando Pena, who I worked with in Anything Goes. So she does dance at his studio. So that's great. And then she did CM Kids last year, and she wanted to do it again this year, but I don't know what this whole thing going on, if it's going to work out, but she wants to do it. Like she wants to. So, I mean, am I pushing him? I mean, yeah, I guess I'll push her, but I don't think I really need to. I just think, listen, our kids are going to have something in them that's going to just, I think, want to do it. I don't think any of us have kids that aren't dramatic. So
I don't have strong personalities, because, you know, just because a kid's dramatic doesn't mean they belong on stage.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think
but that's like, what I'm saying. I'm saying that our kids, Isabella, anybody who follows you on Facebook knows that Isabella's going to be like, oh, from the time she's an infant, give me the microphone. It's not your turn anymore. It's my turn now, Mommy.
I just bought her a t-shirt and it says, so apparently I'm dramatic. So that's it.
Christina, you need to buy her that microphone that sings with them and amplifies. Oh,
I have it.
The karaoke microphone.
I have one. She loves it. Mommy, turn on my microphone all day long. Mommy, I said, I don't need you to be any louder than you are.
So Tim, for me, I mean, unfortunately, theater's taken such a backstage because, you know, being a mom and then a career, you know, it's very difficult to kind of fit it all in. But as they get older, it seems easier to be able to possibly, you know, maybe squeeze something in at night, because they're older. They have their, you know, their own time.
You can come in.
But I think one of the things, so Jocelyn loved dance and then took a back step from it, which was fine. You know, of course, like you said, being a dancer, I always wanted her to be a dancer, but you can't make them do something if they don't really have the love for it. So then she got really big into gymnastics. And I keep telling her, I want you to do some theater. You're such a little actress. You have so much drama in you. And finally, last summer, she took like a theater course within our school district. And I begged her to do it for 3 summers. And of course, she fought me tooth and nail. And then she did it last year. And she was like, oh my God, I wish I would have did this 3 years ago. So
what district are you in, Ronelle?
What?
What district are you in?
Farmingdale.
Oh, okay.
So she loved it. She couldn't wait to do it this year as well. Hence to Christina, I don't really know what's happening. But I think one of the dreams that her and I have together is, I don't have my daughter with me because I came to work to have peace and quiet to do this, but she is a crazy redhead. And I think one of our dreams is to do Annie together. She sings Annie all the time. And I would love to go back when she. Oh, now you're all making me feel really guilty. I don't even know what's on my phone. I'm not fair. She's gonna yell at me for this later.
There's Eastlyn. Remember Eastlyn when you played with her at Janine's during Easter?
No.
Say hi.
Oh my God.
Hi.
I need you to fix my hair, please.
Mommy,
We'll
fix
fix
my
it
hair,
later.
please.
It's fine. Look,
I
it's in a
think we-
ponytail. It's fine.
I think we have a new diva.
I
Mommy,
think we
fix my
might.
hair. Does she take 500 years to get ready and is always the last one to be out the door?
Nobody can fit in my box.
Myself.
Oh, I'll do it
Chris-
myself. I'm holding
so
the thing
see,
in the
so-
middle.
Christina, you
So-
remember that? Everybody can fit in my box.
Okay, wait here. I got a
What's
picture.
I've
Oh,
seen pictures of
She's
her.
gorgeous.
She's stunning.
Gorgeous.
It's
you
incredible,
go.
Ronelle, how much she looks like you and your husband's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a
Very.
perfect blend of the two of you.
I want to be like
She's a
you.
good-
Please
she's a
take
good kid.
my hair down.
So, ladies,
She's gonna be mad at me.
please ask your daughters to introduce themselves. We'll
Sari's
zoom in.
gone. She's moved on.
Okay.
All right, you got to say what your name is.
We'll go up to Lisa.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell them what your name is. Go ahead. What's your name? Go ahead. What's your name?
Easton.
Eastlyn Macchia, right? Can you
Hi,
say hi?
And what's
Nice.
your name? Say what you
Nice.
say.
Nice to meet you.
You
Okay, now it's your turn. No, you got to do it. What's your name?
No, you.
I can't do it. I don't know your name.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yes.
Well, but they want to hear you say it.
No, you say it.
But I don't want to say it. I hear you say it.
No, you say it.
This is Isabella, my shy one.
Isabella Noel.
Isabella
Yeah.
Noel. That's right.
Exactly.
Named after Noel.
It's a little
So,
big for your
so
ears.
to our audience members, if you have a question for the panel, now's the time because we are going to be finishing very shortly.
Good, because this
so
is a
if-
lot of iced tea and I have to pay.
So if you have a, if
How
you
was
have a
that
question,
drinking,
Did you
Jan?
think that you thought that was funny? She's
It's
funny.
you have a
literally
question-
just iced tea.
That's Lori Beth. She's funny.
if you have a question for these ladies, now's the time. Please definitely chime in. So, ladies, we are going to move into the final round of questions, and so here's Christina. You heard this one when you were on for the boys. What is your motto, ladies? What's your motto? Your personal motto?
Oh goodness.
Really movies.
Yes, because you can't hear.
What if I had a personal motto? What is my personal motto?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
You're thirsty, suck on your tongue.
What was that? Was that your daughter? What'd she say?
So, Jacob plays baseball, and it's a summer sport, and it's very hot. And he would always be like, "I'm thirsty, Mom. Go to the concession stand. Buy me a drink. I want a Gatorade. I want water. Didn't you bring anything? Blah 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 blah." And so we would say, "Suck on your tongue. You're not that thirsty." So Sari said that's my motto: "Suck on your tongue."
That's so typical of you. Love it.
That's not my motto. Shut up, Sari.
Renelle, what's your motto?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it's a motto. Live your dream. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a tough one. I got to think about that and get
Okay,
back to you.
We'll come back to you. Lisa, what's yours?
I'd say off the top of my head, one of them would be like start each day with a grateful heart. You know, be grateful for the things that you have, you know, and try and live in the moment, right? You know, especially through all of this that's just happened, you know, really appreciate, you know, what we have now and strive for your dreams, like Ronelle said, but really just be grateful for what we have.
You look adorable in those glasses.
Yeah, Eastlyn, you found your new accessory.
Mommy will never get them back. Christina, what's yours?
I don't know. I mean, I always say everything happens for a reason. I mean, that's kind of like my go-to, but I'm going to say I'm changing my motto to it's a fucking chair. That's going to be my new motto.
Love it. That's it. I'm having bracelets made for all of us.
Yes.
It's a chair.
It's a
I'll
chair.
take out the expletives for the PG-13
Oh, I
audience.
didn't even think of that. My daughter's right here. Oh, she hears it all the time.
All right, ladies. So we are going to jump into the last part of how we finish our interviews here on CM Spotlight. We go to the actor studio questions, and it's quick responses, quick answers to this. Chime in, and we'll take these answers, and then we'll move through them real quick. So, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Oh, I'm scared. Go ahead.
Ready? Okay. So, what is your favorite word.
Parallelogram.
I can't say mine. There's too many. It's an expletive.
What is Iceland going to say? I need to know.
F you. See?
Yes!
Yeah.
That's what mine is. That's obvious. See?
Like she loves you, Lori
Iceland,
Beth.
you can hang.
What is your least favorite word?
Horny.
Whatever.
I can't stand the word horny. Or panties. I can't stand panties either.
Damp.
Horny panties.
Damp.
I don't know if I have a least favorite word. I don't know. What's my least favorite word? I don't know.
Moist?
Well, so,
Yeah,
oh,
moist is definitely a bad word.
what turns you on?
A very, very big brain.
Oh, I like it.
Turns
Someone
you
who makes
off.
you laugh.
Okay, okay. What turns you
Ronelle,
off?
you're being too quiet.
Yeah, Ronelle, chime in.
Me? What turns me on?
We'll zoom
What
in.
turns me
We'll zoom in on you.
Oh, I have to zoom in on me. Wah.
Remember from Wayne's World where he was like, close up?
What turns me on?
That's what Craig Bosha did the other week. He's like, "Do you do a good job? Am I gonna do a good time?" Oh my God, it's so funny.
If I got that
Craig
close,
Bosha.
you'd see exactly how quarantine's been treating my eyebrows.
Ironically, I'm going to say what turns me off is a hairy. Lots of hair. I don't like hair.
What sound or noise do you love?
Laughter. My children's
Actually, I love
laughter.
the birds in the morning.
I was gonna say that.
I got it first. Nutty
one.
poop.
What sound or noise do you hate?
My kid's
Chewing.
crying.
My kid's fighting. The basketball constantly.
Oh,
Mommy.
The ball in the mitt. He's constantly throwing that ball in the mitt.
Yeah, that's it.
What's your favorite curse word?
Eastland, tell us.
What's the favorite curse word? You could say it. Go ahead, quick.
My favorite thing in the world is when children curse.
What is it?
I love it.
Oh, you do?
Like when little kids on TikTok and stuff, whenever they curse, it cracks me up.
I know what to say.
Lori Beth, she loves you. She's getting such a kick out of you.
Eastland, you come to my house.
Lori is available for evening babysitting.
Sammy's babysitting now. So
Oh, there you go.
I don't babysit anymore.
So what profession other than the one of your own you're doing right now would you like to attempt?
I'd like to be a doctor.
A teacher.
Working with
Even
doctors.
though this is looking crazy, a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, no, working with doctors has really made me wish that that's a direction that I had gone. I love orthopedics. It relates to so many different things.
Well, do you want to be a doctor? Are you announcing your doctor candidacy here on
I'm
CM
44
Live?
years old and I haven't taken a science class since 1994.
It's okay.
I
By
have
the
a
time
degree
you're
in English. I'm not
Yeah, but
being
you
no
know what?
doctor.
Yeah, but by the time you're 54, you'll be a doctor.
How can you hear that?
You'll be 54 and a doctor.
Maybe.
Behind you, gotta be next to me.
I'll market doctors. Thank you.
What professions would you not like to do? Ronelle.
A doctor.
A doctor.
And if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hey!
Oh my God.
I was going to say, Lori Beth, would you lead us in prayer?
That would be great.
Christina, you remember that from the other broadcast.
No,
Right.
wait, somebody said that?
Yes, someone else said that on The Boys. It was
I
someone
don't
yelled out,
remember that.
"Hey!"
No, I was gone by then.
Oh my God, that was amazing. That's amazing. Guys, ladies, pink ladies.
We don't want to go.
No, this was so fun.
Now we're going to
CMs
be
are-
doing this weekly. It is a weekly CM speaker series. Thursday night with the pink ladies. Wait, I got my shirt.
We can start a sitcom. We got
Lori, show us. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my pink. Oh, wait. Hold on. My headphones are about to come out. Hold on.
Pink ladies.
Nice.
This is my Pink Ladies bowling shirt from when I directed Grease in 2007. And I remember it was 2007 because I had Sari in the infant carrier. And we went to go perform at a street fair in Ronkonkoma. And like we went on all the rides that they went on at the end of the movie Grease. But yeah, so I have these made for myself and Patrick, who was my choreographer when we did that in 2007.
Our friend.
That's awesome. Well, ladies, I want to say thank you so much for spending the evening with me. I mean, I couldn't have imagined of a better evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, the CM's original Pink Ladies with Lori Beth, Belkin, Schneider, Christina, Diorda, Muens, Ronelle Goodman-Hills, and oh my God, am I saying it wrong? Muens, and Ronelle Goodman-Hills.
And Lisa Lama La Macchia.
Yes.
Woo!
So guys, next week up on CM Spotlight, we are going to be celebrating the Tony Awards on June 25th. And on this panel is going to be Michael Buscemi, Ronnie Green, Emily Nadler, Ryan Nolin, and Jon Riviera.
That's a great group. It's gonna
be fun. So with the 2020 Tony Awards being postponed due to COVID, we thought we'd bring together this panel of Broadway experts to discuss favorite moments from the Tonys from years in past and have debates like, who was the best Evita? Was it Elaine Page? Was it Patti Lupone? Was it Madonna? Was it Elena Rogers? Or was it Christina Diorda?
Yeah, that would be the one.
So join us next Thursday where we will talk to this panel. And as a reminder, everybody and everybody who's here with us, we are a nonprofit. We
donate.
Donate. We need donations. Please. I would ask you, please consider donating. The link has been up there throughout the whole broadcast, but now it's scrolling below. So it's cmpac.com/donate. It will bring you to our GoFundMe page. Any dollar amount helps and will help us continue to do the work once we can open the doors. And I will say this, because CM has been here, it has been around. We've been in the Oakdale location since 1997. We've had so many incredible people walk through our doors, from performers to volunteers to designers. So we want to be able to keep that mission and vision alive. So I'd ask you guys all to, anyone who's watching, to consider donating today. And if you haven't, and if you have, thank you so much. If you haven't, please consider donating today. So that wraps up another CM Spotlight. So on behalf of myself, the team here, and everyone at CM, please stay safe, be well, and we'll all see you next week. Everyone say goodbye.
Love you.